This is how you do a slideshow on WorldNow. And these instructions assume that you already have your photographs ready, and you also already have a story to which we will attach the slideshow. If you don't have those things, go ahead and stop the video recorder and get those done, and we'll start again. So, starting from the main WorldNow producer page, we're going to use the drop-down menu in the very center that says Features. When you put your mouse over it, you'll see the drop-down shows up. We're going to drop down to Widgets and click on Add New. Once the screen comes up, just like a WorldNow story, you have to go to the thing that says Status, the little drop-down menu there, and we're going to make it Live. And there's a section that says Content Classification. You have to give it a content classification, and we always use News for that. We're going to scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see there are 4 main sections under widget layout, background colors, element colors, fonts and sizes. You won't do much in those. Matter of fact, you're not going to use many of the smaller tabs, info pane, headlines, image canvas, and image gallery. To make a quick and dirty slideshow, we're only going to use 2 sections of the 4 possible sections you can add to a slideshow, and that's what those sections are. Image gallery is basically the thumbnails of all of the images in our slideshow. Image canvas is the main image that's being displayed, and these other 2 options, headline and info pane, we're not going to use. So we're going to go to this little section here, little button at the bottom that says Remove Widget, and I clicked it. You'll notice the button now says Add Widget. It's asking me if I want to add it back. No, I don't. So I'm going to click on Headline and do the exact same thing. I'm going to click the button that says Remove Widget, and those 2 sections go away. So you only have to worry about Image Canvas and Image Gallery. So we're going to start with Image Gallery, and we're going to upload our images. And you do that by, there's a button toward the left side of the screen that says Image Manager. I'm going to click on that, and it brings up the screen that we use to upload images. And from the little drop-down menu, we're going to select Local File System. Now from here, you would browse in your photographs, and they're going to be wherever you normally store photographs on your computer. In this case, I have them in a directory that's kind of hidden. Yours will be, wherever you saved your images to. But under Video Snaps, I have all of my photographs. I'm going to click on a random one, and I'm going to hold the Control key down and press A, which highlights all of them, and I'm going to hit Open, which basically makes those pictures ready to upload. They're not uploaded yet. This is just a preview window. Now, from this window, you can actually drag the pictures around with your mouse and put them in whatever order you want them to appear in the slideshow. So let's say we've done some thought about it, and we decided that is the order we want them to appear. You'll notice there are 2 buttons in the lower right-hand corner. One says Save, and one says Save and Finish. You want to select Save at this point. What that means is you're saving the order that you just placed the photographs in. Now you want to hit Save and Finish, and when you do that, it will start uploading all of the images. And this will vary in time depending on how long or how many images you have, and you can do as many images as you want. If you have 100 pictures from the field, knock yourself out. You can make a slideshow with 100 pictures. So it says slideshow content is saved. I'm going to click OK, and the pictures are in my slideshow, but you'll notice it looks rather funny. The thumbnails extend way to the right of the main image, and the reason is we haven't told it what sizes to make those 2 elements. So I'm going to scroll up just a little bit, and you'll see where it says Image Gallery Widget. Underneath it, we want to make it 645 wide, and the reason being is a WorldNow page is 645 pixels wide where all the content goes. We're going to make it 75 tall. And once again, this is dealing with the thumbnails that are at the bottom. So it's 645 wide, 75 tall, and we want the very top of those thumbnails to be at the very bottom of the picture. Well, we're going to make our picture 360 pixels tall in just a minute, so we want this to be, the very top of this to be at 360. and we don't want it to have any space between it and the left side of the screen. So those are the 4 numbers you'll use on a basic slideshow. Go ahead and write those down because you'll use those over and over and over. After a while, you'll just have it memorized. But under Image Gallery, it is normally on just a quick and dirty slideshow 645, 75, 360, and 0. So now I'm going to click on Image Canvas, and I'm going to make that image 645 pixels wide and the height of 360. That's our standard size. And with this being 360, since the thumbnails don't start till 360, they should sit against each other nice and easy. Now I don't want the top of this image canvas dropped from the bottom by 25 pixels, so I'm going to set that at 0. And this is the other set of numbers that you'll want to use as just a default, 645, 360, and the 2 zeros. So when I hit Render Widgets, there we have a nice slideshow that we just made, and it's ready to assign to a story. And if you click on the right arrow, you can flip through them and see what your slideshow would look like. So now we're ready to assign it to a story. I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and from the drop-down menu, when I click on the little right arrow, you see my options. We want to do Save and Assign to a Story. One other step I almost forgot. We do want to give it a headline. This headline does not show up anywhere except in WorldNow. And if you don't give it a headline, when I went to save it just then, it would have told me. Here, I'll show you. If I don't put a headline on it, if I hit Save and Assign to Story, it says, hey dummy, you didn't put a headline on it. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to call this my test slideshow. And you can call it anything you want to, because only people inside the station see that. And whatever, you just want to name it something that you know what the slideshow is. So now I'm going to scroll back to the bottom and see if it'll let me assign it to a story, and it should, and it does. And you'll see a list of all of the stories in WorldNow in reverse chronological order. Well, here's David's test story. That's the one I want to assign it to. Let's say you didn't see it in this list, but you know it's in there somewhere. So what you could do, up here, I'll highlight this because I know you can't see my mouse. It says headline, item number, and that little box right next to it, I'm going to type in David, or David's test story. And right underneath that, where it says search, I'm going to hit search, and look at that. There's only one story called David's test story. And that will help you find these things when they're sometimes a little, when you're assigning a slideshow to an older story. So I'm going to check the checkbox on the left, which highlights that and says, yep, I am assigning it to that. The default is feature 23A, and that's exactly what we want it to be. So when I hit save and finish, it saved that, and we have just created our own slideshow. I'll show you what it looks like on the story. So I'm going to go Story, List Live, and in my little search window, I'm going to type in David, ''yes. Actually, that story is draft. Story list draft. And it just happens to be the top one. Voila. So I'm going to click on, you'll see you see the words David's test story, and then go over a little bit to the right, and you see the thing that looks like a little hourglass on a piece of paper where the word preview just popped up just above that. That's what that hourglass is. I'm going to click on that icon, and this will show me a preview of what that story is, even though it's not live on the page. And that is our slideshow connected to our test story. So if you did that successfully, then you have just created your first slideshow. Congratulations. And we'll try some other things on WorldNow when you feel like learning something else.